We're here with Marissa Petty, which I don't know that I've ever seen an entire Bay Area root for somebody more to meet Taylor Swift than what I witnessed just a few weeks ago. We'll get into that in just a second. Mom Jennifer, let's start at the beginning. I want to kind of, I think a lot of our listeners are familiar with Marissa. She was on with us last year, and there's a lot of, we'll get to the Taylor Swift thing in just a second. But for those that haven't heard her story, we're cruising along. Everything's good, like it's supposed to be. We all think it'll never be me. That won't happen to me. That happens to other people. Walk us through those first few minutes when you get bad news.
Well, 2 years ago, December 5th, she was actually diagnosed.
Yeah.
And so the day before that, we were at the ER, here at All Children's. And basically, 1 minute we're in the ER, and we think she has an infection, and then we're admitted, and then I think it's like all of 5 hours later, they're talking to me about leukemia. So in all of that time span, it went from, oh my gosh, I hope this infection's okay, to your whole world's upside down. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and we've used leukemia specifically as an example. Even the remission and cure rate when we first started doing this Radiothon 8 years ago to now, it's been exponentially better. Because 8 years ago people gave, and that allowed us to do research and find better treatments. Just like by you giving today, the remission rate will be even higher by next year and the year after that, and that's a big reason why we do this. And so we've had some bumps in the road. Can we talk about, so we get diagnosed with leukemia, and she gets her first few treatments, and can you talk about a little bit what you went through, but also, even in the scariest, most panicked of times, these doctors and nurses have this amazing ability to just go, okay, leukemia, here's what we do about it, here's what's going to happen. Can we talk a little bit about her treatment and what she's been through so far?
Sure. Basically, right away, it was like everything happens, because when they find out it's leukemia, they go ahead and they start going full-fledged forward. They told me, the doctors, the team were in my face, we've got this, we're going to cure this. I mean, they were constantly telling me these words, because all I could think in my head is my child has leukemia. And so that encouragement, talking about the success rate that is today, the higher success rate, those things are key things that a parent needs to know. Just for the encouragement of what doctors and the teams do here, they even educate you. They have a social worker come in, they give you a packet, they talk to you about all aspects. I mean, it's not just, here, your child has this, we're going to treat them. It's a holistic, I don't know if holistic is the right word, but they look at every aspect in helping families. As far as Marissa's treatment, she's gone through a lot of chemotherapy, oral and through her port and in her back.
That can't be easy. What's that like, Marissa? Marissa, that's a tough thing for a kid to go through, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Can you tell some of the people listening about your experience here at the hospital? Maybe as you talk about some of the things that you've fought through, that'll compel them to hop on the phone and give?
Well, when I first found out, I just started crying because I was so scared. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought I was going to die at one point because it was just so scary. And it was just no fun. And I'm pretty sure I'm absolutely sure nobody likes being stuck in the hospital because of cancer or for any certain reason.
Or being that afraid. I mean, that's for sure. And you found relief in music. I know that.
Yeah.
And prior to the leukemia, you did a lot of dancing too, right? Didn't you?
Yes.
And so these days, we're still doing music, yes? How's that going lately?
It's going really well. I think it's becoming a really big success. I know a couple weeks ago, actually, Sheryl Crow pulled me up on stage to sing with her at the Jazz Holiday thing, so that was exciting.
And how was that? That has to be the coolest.
I know, right?
Was Sheryl Crow cool?
Duh.
Okay.
Duh.
Well, okay then.
I don't know what to say to that.
Well, I see how this is going to go.
How was the crowd reaction to your singing? First cut is the deepest, right?
Yes, sir. They started screaming.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's awesome. So, Mom, how much more treatment does she have to do? And is there more dancing, or is it now all about the singing?
We actually cut back on my dancing so I could focus more on my music, because even though I have been doing it since I was 2 and it was my mom's passion and it was my passion, I honestly think music is one of my bigger passions, and I honestly think I can get it somewhere.
It's too bad you don't have a plan at
Yeah.
such a young age. That's amazing.
10 years old. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's incredible. You should sing a little bit. Can you?
Yeah?
Go
What
ahead.
song?
First cut is the deepest.
Okay. The first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. When it comes to being lucky, he's cursed. But when it comes to loving me, he's worse. The first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. Yeah.
Wow. That doesn't make you want to give. Something's wrong with you, y'all. 1-800-270-8642 for those of you that are sitting in your car. So there was a big campaign for you to meet Taylor Swift, which doing music, I mean, Taylor Swift, I think, is by far one of the most talented artists out there. She's also one of the nicest. What was that like to meet Taylor Swift a few weeks ago?
It was amazing, and I don't think, meeting other stars, that would be awesome too, but, I focused on Taylor Swift because, Miley Cyrus, she's, too out there, and Taylor Swift, she's not too out of the box, she's, she's staying true to her, and
Yeah,
going
absolutely.
all crazy, like Miley Cyrus.
I wish she had an opinion.
Yeah, I know, right? And so, Mom, where do we go from here? What's the prognosis right at this minute, and where do we go from here?
Well, Marissa's in remission. She's been in remission, thanks to everyone at All Children's and the doctors and the treatment. She finishes February 7th, last day.
Awesome. You got to be looking forward to that, I'm sure, right?
Yep.
The thing is, though, and we talked about this earlier, is that, it wasn't that long ago that we didn't have a lot of remission stories for leukemia. And because, especially with this being a Johns Hopkins hospital now where specialists share information with specialists and the research has gotten even better. I mean, we have so many success stories, just like Marissa's, where they get back to being kids, they get back to being singers, they get back to telling dumb old radio guys, duh. I mean, they do what kids are supposed to do, That is so great. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm so glad you got to meet Taylor Swift, too. We worked really hard. I don't know how you guys got it done, but I know the whole Bay Area was rooting for that to happen. So I'm glad that happened. I know that was important to you. And even Kevin Kiermaier was trying to get it done. So I'm glad that...
I was about to say that.
yeah, I was going to say, how do you know... it seems like you know him, right? Or something? What's the deal there?
She was
Not
from-
really, kind of, from
from
Raised on the Runway, yeah, but otherwise, not really.
She knows him through Raised on the Runway,
Right, okay.
for the Dream Fund, and so she's his dream pal.
Okay,
And
I
so-
saw you with pictures. Was it a fashion show? Is that what
Yes,
that is?
it was a fashion show. We got to keep the clouds.
Oh, perfect. Well, maybe if you give the number out, dear, people will be compelled to give and help us out. You'd be surprised how far that $15 goes. And keep in mind, all of it stays right here at All Children's Hospital. So that way, if heaven forbid that day ever comes, and we all think it'll never be us, but heaven forbid it is you one day, we'll be right here to help you out.
Wait, Irene, now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you want to do something else, it's your show. I'm just.
1-800-270-8642.
1-800-270-8642. You can also search for Marissa Petty on iTunes. You've got a song on iTunes, that's a pretty good start to a career, I would say.
Nice.
And she donates all the money to charity as well. So 1-800-2... Did you want to...
I want to say, what do you always say when you tell about your song? What do you tell people? Help what?
Help people at All Children's. You never know. It could save a life.
1-800-270-8642. I don't think you can say it better than that. 1-800-270-8642. We're hoping you pick up that phone. This is your chance to really do something good and literally save the life of a child. 1-800-270-8642. Thank you, Marissa. We look forward to you cutting a country song one day so we can play it on the radio, or are you going to cut something to play on FLZ? What is your...
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
all
might
right.
just come out with a new song. I don't know if
All
it's
right.
going to be country or not.
All right, well, you let us know, and we'll be here to help, I promise, okay?
Okay.
1-800-270-8642. We're going to fire up Alabama while hopefully you fire up those phones. 1-800-270-8642.